Hi, it's DIY Gemini, and happy day after Thanksgiving, which means it is time for decorating for Christmas! Now, I know some of you decorate as soon as it gets a lick of cold in the air, but I'm not one of those people. I am one that does wait after Thanksgiving is over to start decorating. Time goes by so quickly, especially as an adult now, so I really do want to savor each season and each holiday. So yeah, that is why I'm one of those people who wait. Tell me in the comments if you are a person that decorates before Thanksgiving or you have to wait till after Thanksgiving to start decorating. But yeah, now that Thanksgiving is over, it's officially time to decorate for Christmas for me. This year, I actually want to do a celestial theme for the decoration. The theme came about after seeing this really gorgeous celestial tree skirt from Magnolia Home, which for some reason is not available on their website anymore. It's not listed. I can't even find it. I think was around like $150 on their website, which honestly was really not bad. But yeah, since I can't find it anymore and this is a DIY channel, I'm going to DIY it. So let's go to the fabric store. I ended up going to this new fabric store I've never been to before, and they had so many beautiful fabrics. We're going to be looking for velvet today. I first saw the sparkly velvet fabric, which reminded me of the stars, but I don't think this is exactly what we're looking for. Looking in the upholstery fabric section, I found this stunning dark indigo blue velvet. Then I found this one in the $10 per yard sales section, and I was so excited, but then I realized it was more black and not a dark blue like I wanted. So I did end up getting that dark indigo one and 1.5 yard remnant of this taupey velvet color. I also looked at the trims to see if any fit the vibe, but it was just a no-go. Last was picking up some matching thread that happens to be $1 each. Back at home, we're going to fold the main fabric in half and measure its height. Mine was 29 inches. This is going to be our radius, and we're going to mark that horizontally as well. And then I'm going to fold the fabric over itself a little bit past that radius length that we just measured, making sure to smooth it out completely. Now we're going to draw our quarter circle. I do want to pause here though to pay attention to where you start the center of the circle. You're going to see that I have the center of my circle here on the open end of the fabric. Instead, you should start the center here on this corner on the closed end of the fold. You'll see why in a bit. Anyway, I pinned the measuring tape on the corner and then we'll mark the radius all the way around. Ensure that the tape is taut. Do the same thing for the smaller circle. I ended up doing a 4-inch radius here. Then we can cut the whole thing, but let's keep it in its folded state as we're going to trace this onto our second fabric so that we don't have to measure again. So we're going to do the same thing, but folding the fabric in half, then over again. Place the folded primary fabric on top and then trace and cut. And I did do this wrong. Damn it. Placing the center of the circle on the open end of the fold basically cut 2 semicircles instead of one whole piece. Not a huge deal, as I just had to sew them together, but it was just an extra step I had to do. Last, cut the batting the same way we cut the last 2 fabrics, and that will go in between the 2 velvet fabrics. I actually got this batting at a craft scrap reuse store, which had so many secondhand craft supplies and scraps. I had so much fun there and got some other stuff for future projects as well. Anyway, let's open up the batting and place up the primary fabric on top. To get that quilted look, we're going to sew lines from the center outwards. The lines will be about 2 inches apart on the outer circle and less than 1/4 inch on the inner circle. I used a straight edge and chalk to draw my lines. This was very not good for my back, so I definitely recommend doing this on a table if you can. We're going to use this gold metallic thread to sew all of the lines at the longest stitch. This is going to take me a very, very long while, so I split the sewing between 2 nights after work. Next, I'm going to work on the trim. Since I couldn't find the trim exactly with the original inspo, I'm going to use secondary fabrics to create the trim. I cut 3-inch tall strips of the secondary fabric to line the outer perimeter. We're going to hem one side of the strips and keep the other side raw. I attempted to gather the strip to get a similar effect of the original, but my thread was too weak and the fabric was too thick to do this successfully. So I ended up just sewing it onto the fabric with the raw edge of the trim on the raw edge of the circle. Now we're going to pleat the inner part of the circle and trim every 5 inches and then sew. After that, this is what we got. Now let's embroider. In the original, they actually have beaded stars here, but I couldn't really find a good match on color or didn't want to get a whole pack of beads. So I'm going to opt to embroider using this metallic embroidery fabric. It's a simple star with all straight stitches and a French knot in the middle. In the end, this is what the star looks like. Now to put something good to watch or listen to and do this for forever. The embroidery is all done and I can almost see the finish line. I ordered this vintage gold ribbon from Etsy. It has a little bit of green tint to it. Since this ribbon has a backside and front side, we're going to cut 8 18-inch strips to ultimately get 4 ties for the skirt. I was going to use fabric glue to attach the strips to wrong sides together, but afraid it wouldn't hold. So I'm going to pin and then sew along the edge instead. Then we're going to pin the ribbons to the right side of the skirt like this. I also clipped the excess so that I wouldn't accidentally get sewn into anywhere else there I wouldn't want it to get sewn onto. Next, we'll add the secondary fabric right sides together, not like that. Let's line it up correctly and clip or pin them, and then sew all the way around the outer circle as well as the straight lines. Leave the inner circle alone as we're going to use that to turn it right side out later. If you have a walking foot, that would be really handy here to handle all that thick fabric going through. Before we turn it right side out, we're going to cut out all the excess to remove bulk on the corners and hems as much as possible without cutting into our seams. And now we can turn it right side out. We got a lot of fabric to press, and then we're going to top stitch the border and finish off the inner circle. And we're almost there, you guys. That was a lot of hours, and let's get to the reveal and putting up the tree. You guys, isn't the celestial tree skirt just stunning? I am really loving this velvet. It's super luxe. And while this was a relatively simple design, like from afar, this took so many hours of work. It took me roughly 24 hours to complete over the course of a couple nights after work. And man, it took me a long time. It was a lot of tedious work, but in the end, like I'm still really happy with the results. There are a couple things that I want to do differently. If I were to do this again, or if you wanted to try it, you can learn from my mistakes. So firstly, I think I would attach the batting to the secondary fabric versus the first one. I added the batting while we were sewing all the lines, and then I did the embroidery. When I was doing the embroidery, it brought up the batting to the top side or the right side of the fabric because I was, going through the thread and bringing it up with it. So that was really annoying. It made the stars kind of messy. And second, if I really wanted to be more meticulous about this, I would have drawn all the stars and designs beforehand before embroidering, but I didn't feel like doing that because that was going to be so much extra work on top of the embroidery. I just winged it. But if I really wanted to be more meticulous and uniform, I definitely would have done that. And lastly, instead of leaving the inner circle open at the end to turn it right side out, I should have just done the straight edge of one of them so that you could just turn it right side out using that instead of trying to do the inner circle closed at the end, because that's a little bit more tricky just because it's sewing curves and I had to cut some of the curves to make sure it laid flat. It would have been easier just to sew the straight edge instead at the end instead of the curved one. It worked either way, just a little bit easier. But all in all, I am very pleased with this tree skirt. I actually saved all the scraps from this project because we're actually going to be using them in next week's video to make ornaments for the tree to match the theme. So make sure you subscribe if you're not already so you don't miss that. That's coming up next week. And if you're looking for a different vibe than this, I actually made a tree collar last year that completely flat packs. It's for easier storage, unlike those really bulky tree collars you can get from the store. I'll link them in the cards above right here and at the end of the video. So if you wanted to check that out. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. Bye!